Thank you for joining us for today's daily Bible reading. We are in the middle of a series called Happy, looking at kind of the upside down nature of God's kingdom and what it means to truly be happy in our lives. And this week, we're going to see that being happy has to do with making other people happy as well. And that's absolutely upside down because we live in a world that tells us that our happiness should be our number one priority. When I was younger, there was an artist named Sheryl Crow, and she had a song that said, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. And our world tells us the same thing, that as long as we're happy, it doesn't really matter what we're doing. It doesn't matter who we're affecting. It doesn't matter whether or not we're thinking about anybody else but ourselves. As long as we're happy, that is okay. But in the upside down nature of God's kingdom that we see here in the Sermon on the Mount, that's not the case with God. The true path to happiness isn't necessarily about us being happy, but as we see in Jesus, the true path to happiness is laying down what we want, laying down our desires so we might seek the good of other people. And we see that in our passage this morning out of Luke chapter 9, beginning in verse 23. Then Jesus said to them all, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will save it. Now, this passage has been one of the most impactful passages in my entire life. I actually remember reading this same passage every summer at summer camp. I'd read this passage and I'd read it and, maybe in one ear, one out the other. But by the time I was a junior in high school, I realized that following Jesus, it wasn't about what my parents had taught me, which I'm very grateful for. It wasn't about the legacy of my family. It wasn't about what my friends were doing. It wasn't even about going to church and having fun at youth group. The life of Jesus is all about laying down my life for the sake of Jesus. I needed to deny myself. I needed to deny my own selfishness in order to take on what Jesus had for me. Life wasn't about me and what I wanted, but life was about Jesus and what he wanted for my life. And this is absolutely upside down in our world. Jesus comes to us and says, deny yourself. Stop thinking about yourself first, and then take up your cross. Follow me. Stop thinking about me and start thinking about Jesus. That's what I'm doing. That's not what Jesus is saying. Jesus is saying, stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about me. That's the true path to happiness. Denying ourselves and taking up the cause of Jesus. Now, I came to this realization 24 years ago. I would have been a junior in high school. And I can honestly say that in those 24 years, I have been happy. I've been truly blessed. And it's not because of anything I've done. It's all because of Jesus. It's because Jesus is amazing. Because Jesus does work in my life. And I'm not perfect. I'm still selfish. I'm still working on areas where I don't want to deny myself. But I can say that because of Jesus transforming work in my life, that I've been happy. I found what it means to be happy in most places. And so we need to do our part. We need to take that first step of denying ourselves. And then we just trust that Jesus will meet us there and he will transform our hearts. He'll help us continue to lay down areas of our lives as we continue to take up our cross daily, take up the things that Jesus wants for us. And I know for a fact that one of the things that Jesus wants for us is to think about other people more. Because the more we deny ourselves, the more space we have in our lives for Jesus and the more space we have in our lives for other people. That's what it's about. It's not about what we can get for ourselves, but it's about living our lives for other people. And so we deny ourselves, we take up our cross and follow Jesus. And in following Jesus, we did what he did, and he loved people. He loved them well. He pointed them to the Father. So how can you deny yourself this week? What's maybe one small step you can take to say less of me like John the Baptist and more of you? Thanks for joining us today.